Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve some question from exercise 1.1 and 1.2, chapter number 1, number system, class 9th. Let's start. Before starting, let me remind you which we have learned in our previous videos. Real numbers. Real numbers are those which can be represented on a number line. So all the numbers which can be represented on a number line, they are known as real numbers. If we categorize them, real numbers can be categorized in two different categories. The first one is rational number and second is irrational. So one by one we will revise both of them. First of all, see the rational numbers. As clear from the name, rational number are those which are in the form of ratio, like 2 upon 3 or p upon q, where q is not 0. Denominator should not be 0 in any case. Numerator can be 0 upon 1 is a rational number. Okay, but 1 upon 0 is not a rational number. It is undefined. One more thing. First of all, I am making a number line for you. 2, 3 and so on. Minus 1, minus 2. Suppose we are collecting some numbers. If we collect these numbers which are positive numbers and make a collection, that collection will be called as natural numbers, denoted by n. If we collect the numbers from 0 onwards, or we include 0 in natural numbers, it will become whole numbers, collection of whole numbers, and denoted by w. And if we collect all negative numbers along with the positive and 0 together, they will be called as integers. Integers. So these are negative integers and these are positive integers. Negative integers, positive integers along with 0 together, they all are the collection of integers denoted by z. Now rational numbers. All rational numbers contains integers. All integers contains whole numbers and whole numbers contain natural numbers. Natural numbers 1, 2, 3 and so on. If we include 0 in that, becomes whole number. If minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 is included, they are integers now. And if the numbers which are in the form of ratio or decimal expansion, they can be written as rationals. So this is the whole set of rationals. Now irrational numbers. Let's see dividing in three categories. There are some decimal expansion which are in the form of this. There are some which are in the form of this. And suppose pi equals to 3.14159 and so on, means unending. So in this case we see this is also unending. In the first case we see that the decimal expansion is terminating after 3 places. The term is ended and this decimal expansion is called terminating. Decimal expansion terminating. In second case, the decimal expansion is not terminating, means the remainder is coming one after another and this go on and on without any end. So this rational is called non-terminating. Okay, non-terminating, but there is a pattern or there is a number which is repeating itself one after another, so it is reoccurring. Therefore this type of decimal expansion will be called as non-terminating recurring. Non-terminating recurring. And the third type is, in this the decimal expansion will, in decimal expansion there will be no term that will be repeated, and this is non-ending, non-terminating. So the first two kind together, they are called as rationals, and the third is called irrational. Irrational. So this is the category depending upon the decimal expansion. These two includes these two are included in rational numbers, and the other one is irrational, but together rationals and irrational together they are known as real numbers. Now moving to the chapter. Exercise 1.1. The question are so easy. Let's see. Number system. Question number 1 is 0 a rational number? Answer is yes. Can you write in the form of P upon Q? Yes, we can write it. 0 upon 1, 0 upon 2, 0 upon 3 all are equal to 0. So 0 is a rational number because it can be written in the form of a ratio. Next. Next is find 6 rational numbers between 3 and 4. See, 3 can be written as 3 upon 1 and 4 can be written as 4 upon 1. If I want to find 6 rational numbers between them, make the denominator 7 or 8 or any number you want. I am making 7. So I have to multiply in numerator by 7 and denominator by 7. So 3 upon 1 can be written as 3 7 is 21 and 7, 21 upon 7. 4 upon 1, same we have to repeat in this. 7 4 is 28 and 7 1 is 7. So 6 number which are in between them or 6 rationals. So I am writing here for you 22 upon 7, 23 upon 7. See, I am writing number between these two. Okay. So 21 upon 7 and 28 upon 7. So next 24 upon 7, 25 upon 7, 26 upon 7 and 27 upon 7. New denominator you can choose any other number also. You can choose 8 also, 9 also. So you can get easily 6 rational numbers between them. Next. See, find 5 rational numbers between 3 upon 5 and 4 upon 5. So I am making denominator yes. So 3 upon 5 can be written as 6 3 is 18 or 6 5 is 30, 18 upon 30. 3 upon 5 can be written as 18 upon 30 in the same way. Three upon 5 can be written as 18 upon 30 in the same way. 4 upon 5 can be written as 4 6 is 24 and 5 6 is 30, 24 upon 30. So we have to find 5 rationals between them. These are the two numbers and between them we can write easily 5 rationals: 19 upon 30, 20 upon 30, 21 upon 30, 22 upon 30 and 23 upon 30. This will be your answer. Next. See, state whether we have to tell whether they are true or false and with reason. See the first one. Every natural number is a whole number. When we were making the collection or the sets, see, if this is a collection of whole number, so and or natural number, your collection of natural number will be included in that. So every natural number is a whole number, that is true. If it is natural number, it will definitely belong to whole numbers. But 0 is a whole number which is not a natural number. So first one is true because the set of whole numbers contains the set of natural numbers. Next. Every integer is a whole number. So if this is a set of integers, it contains the set of whole numbers. So every integer is a whole number. It will not be correct. Every integer is not a whole number because set of integers contains set of whole number which is 1 to 3 and so on, but integers include 1, -1, -2, -3, which are not whole numbers. So this one is false. Every rational number is a whole number. Every rational number is a whole number. So when we have a set of rational numbers, it includes set of whole numbers. So we cannot say that every rational number is a whole number, because there will be some numbers which will not come in the set of or in the collection of whole numbers. They will be out of this set. So every rational number is not a whole number, but every whole number is a rational number. Moving to the next one. Exercise 1.2. In this also we have to tell true or false with reason. Every rational number is a real number. See, real numbers are set together rationals plus irrationals. So every rational number is a real number. This is not correct. Every irrational number, is a real number. This is not correct, because rational number can also be real numbers. Vice versa is correct. Every irrational number is a real number is not correct, because rational numbers can also be the real numbers. See the second point. Every point on a number line is of the form root m, means on a number line every point are of this form, like root 1, root 2, root 3. So this is not true. Every number is not in this form. If root 4 is written, so it is 2. So number can be written in this form also, natural form also. So this statement is also false, because except root m, other numbers are also possible to point on a number line. Now third point. Every real number is an irrational number. This is also not correct. Real numbers is categorized between two, rationals and irrationals. So every real number cannot be irrational. It can be rational too. There are both the possibilities. So this is also a false. Every real number is not an irrational number, because it can be rational. Now see, this is an example. In this, we will learn to locate a number which is in the form of root. How to locate a number on a number line which is in the form of root. So for this, we should remember Pythagoras theorem. Let me give you a quick revision of that. This is hypotenuse, this is altitude or length, or this is base. So according to Pythagoras theorem, square of hypotenuse is equal to the square of altitude plus square of base. This you all are familiar with. This will help to solve these types of number to show on a number line. See what we have done. In this, we have taken a square which has side 1 unit. So OA is 1 and AB is also 1, because this is a square, and OB is hypotenuse. If we see only this triangle, if we don't assume this triangle, see, this is a triangle which is right angled at A. So this triangle base and altitude is 1. So if we want to find hypotenuse, we can easily find out hypotenuse. Let me clear it. Yes. So OB square will be equal to OA square plus AB square. Both are 1. OB square will be equal to square of 1 plus square of 1. And if you want to find OB, then we have to put a root. Square of 1 and square of 1. 1 plus 1 equals to root 2. So OB length is root 2. Now after this, what we have to do? We have to perform this activity on a number line. On that, we will take OA unit length and we will take OB as a unit length. So OA and OB is 1, 1. Using Pythagoras theorem, OB will also be root 2. If this is root 2, what we have to do is, now with a rough paper and a compass, what you have to do, just taking O as center and OB as radius, put an arc on number line. This will be your arc and this will cut number line on a point P. See, this point P will be root 2 because this is the distance root 2. Using this method, we can point root 3, root 5, root 7 on our number line. So with rough paper and compass, you should try all these numbers and see where are they are lying on number line. Moving to the next one. Next question. Are the square roots of all positive integers irrational? This is a no, because square root of 4 is 2, which is not irrational. This is a natural number. Square root of 9 is a natural number, or you can say a whole number. So this statement is not correct. No, the square root of all positive integers are not irrational. They can be rational, they can be natural number, but it is not necessary that irrational. If not, give an example. So already we have given an example. Now see the next question. In this, show root 5. Show how this can be represented on a number line. What you have to do is take a rough paper and mark unit length on a number line. And what you have to do, see, this is root 5. So what length we should take? So on this number line 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we know that root 5. How can we get root 5? We will get it by doing 4 plus 1, or we can write square of 2 plus square of 1. So what we have to do now, we have to take base 2 and altitude 1 like this. This is 1 and this is 2. Okay, so in this, I am making this again for you neatly. 1, 2, 3, this is 0. So this is base and this is altitude, sorry. O, suppose this is A and this is B. So if this is 2 and this is 1, using Pythagoras theorem, this distance OB will be automatically under root 5. So what we have to do next? Taking O as center and OB as radius, we have to put an arc which will cut the number line on a point P. That P is under root 5. So now we know that how can we represent under root 5 or others number which are included under root. So they can be plotted on a number line. All the real numbers can be plotted on the number line. Even rationals and irrationals also can be plotted on a number line. See this picture. I repeat this for you. OB is 2 unit and BC is unit 1. So using Pythagoras theorem, AC square will be equal to OB square plus BC square, that is OB square means square of 2 means 4 and square of 1 is 1 equals to 5, and if we want to find AC, 5 will come under root. Using a compass, taking O as a center and A as a center and taking AC as radius, we have to put an arc here. So this point will be root 5 on a number line. So in this video we have done the question answers. If you want to see the chapter from the beginning, I will provide link in the comment box. You can go and watch both the videos which I have made before starting of this exercise. So till then, have a nice day and study hard. Thank you.